Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. I'm Nicholas and today we're finally going to be checking out Baekhyun's third mini album, Bambi. It's been a long time coming. I had to push it back from last week to fit my schedule a little bit more, and now it's finally time to check out this album. Many people wished for it for quite a while now. It's been released at the end of March earlier this year. We had reacted to the title track Bambi, which was my first time listening to him as well back then, but I had never checked the EP up until now, and we're finally going to be doing it. Before we start though, I wanted to ask something actually, because now with Kai's comeback coming up as well, and we soon checking out Dio's album too, I wanted to ask, how do you guys usually refer to him, or just generally when it comes to other groups? Do you always refer to just Baekhyun, or do you refer to him as EXO Baekhyun? This is something I've been asking myself for a while now, because like earlier this week we had reacted to Taemin and Hwasa, from one from SHINee, one from Mamamoo, and there I sometimes said Chinese Taemin and sometimes Mamamoo's Hwasa, but also sometimes just the name. And you know what? Do you always refer to him as just Baekhyun, or do you always sometimes refer to him as EXO Baekhyun? You know, it's a bit weird for me still sometimes, because sometimes I feel like adding the group name is necessary, but sometimes I'm always like, yeah, people probably know who he or she is and whatnot. It's always a bit difficult for me, because I remember there have always been some people are like, why do you need to add the group name? Because here right now it's just him or her. It's not a group related content, so why would you know? But then I'm like, but she's still, or he is still part of their group and whatnot. It's a tricky situation. I would like to know your stance on that topic. Do you always refer to him as just Baekhyun or as EXO Baekhyun? I often like to add the group name as well, but sometimes I do not. It's a bit weird, I don't know exactly, but tell me your thoughts about that down below. And yeah, Baekhyun, our vocal king, our beautiful voice. We're now also checked out. Bambi, Candy, and Unvillage as free music videos. And now it's time for my first Baekhyun B-sides, solo B-sides. Hell yeah, I'm very excited for that. Like mentioned, I had to push it back a little. Had a tough day too. Have a tough day tomorrow as well. That's why I'm now pre-recording this on Friday for tomorrow on Saturday. And we got some tea as well. Let's just lean back and enjoy this album together. I'm expecting, obviously, a lot of vocal focus, just some very vocal focused songs. And I'm excited for it. Let's check this out. I think this sold over 1 million as well. Like he's nominated for Best Male Soloist of the Year at Mama for this reason especially, you know. So let's check this out, y'all. Let's kick things off. Love Scene is the first song on the entire album, so Bambi comes after that. So I'm guessing this will feel like an intro probably. That's usually the thing when the title track is not the first song of the album. So let's dive into this. Baekhyun, Love Scene. Let's go. Already very soothing sound. Long intro, that's a big plus for me. You always know me. Sets the mood straight. Let's go. Oh. That's extremely slow. Already increasing the pacing a bit. Oh, he didn't check. I'm sure he's involved in the writing process too, right? Not sure right now. A very chill song to open up the album, I see. Please hold my cold hands. Digging the lyrics. Oh. I see. Oh, that's lovely. Is that basically the chorus here? These type of songs usually don't have a strict structure. I guess this is like the chorus for the song. Oh, that flowed very nicely. Fall in love slowly, love is melody. Very different beat picture now too. His voice remains the same throughout the entire song basically. It's a very linear, chill vibe. Such a chill sound, especially from the instrumental as well. It's so simple. Never mind this chorus. There's really no spike in the voice at all. He's really just waving the beat in the same wave. I really like that line though. Please hold my cold hands. There's something very warming about that. Oh, but then his outro bits. Lovely. Very lovely. Him just harmonizing a little bit without actually saying something. It's also so... Oh. It definitely gives the feeling of an intro song, basically. It's very chill. It's no big spikes, like in Bambi as example. Good mood setter, basically. Does have these very smooth jazz feelings to it. Oh, that's it actually. What? No way that was 3 minutes and 35 seconds. No way. What? No way that was over 3.5 minutes. Okay, that flew absolutely by. Okay, I really thought the moment the moment the song ends would be like close to 3 minutes or so, or around 2:40 or whatnot, because it really felt like such a chill intro song. But this goes for nearly 4 minutes. Oh damn! I did not expect that. To be honest, I did not expect that. But that's a good thing, because I've mentioned in previous reactions to Baekhyun himself or to other soloists. Most important thing about a soloist is the voice needs to carry and entertain on its own. Because when you have a group dynamic, it's always easier to be entertained because you have so many voices and such a rap vocal dynamic within songs. Do solo content, and especially when you're solely vocalist and not a rapper or like, you know, a all-rounder who does both in some way, then it will be even harder to really entertain the way. And I'm sitting here listening to a song that feels like 2.5 minutes, actually going 3.5 minutes. It just flies by. It just has that calming flame in his voice, this warm feeling about his voice that makes it so easy to listen to him, where you really forget the time. How the hell was it 3.5 minutes? But yeah, like I expected, or like it's usually the thing, when a song, like when the title track is not the first song on the album, then usually the first song will be somewhat of an intro. And that's definitely the thing here. Definitely felt like an intro to the album. It sets the mood. It's very calm. Like mentioned, his voice is basically on one note for like one key throughout the entire majority of the 3.5 minutes. And it's pretty cool. Like mentioned, it sets the tone. It's a good way to open up the album. It has a very chill aura to it. Like mentioned, I especially liked some of the lyrics there, like with the "Please hold my cold hands," the humming and the harmonizing in between. Also, which I especially love from the flowing. Exactly. Oh man, I actually hit it. Fall in love slowly, love is melody. That flowed very nicely as well. Some little flow highlights in between, even though, like mentioned, he basically is just riding the same wave and the same tempo throughout the entire thing. It's a very chill song that some people may find a bit too one-linear, but I think, like mentioned, it's a good way to kick off an album. It has a good energy to it that way, sets the mood straight. Therefore, Baekhyun's love scene, very enjoyable. Good way to kick off an album for vocalists, especially because, like mentioned, he isn't a rapper. I don't think he's rapped really before in a title track or so either. So, as a vocalist, especially, it will be harder to captivate the people, and he captivated me with this already. So let's continue his album Love Scene, a good opening song to the album. The second song would have been Bambi. We've checked that out already, like mentioned. It's a bit ago, like mentioned though, so obviously very different reaction dynamic basically, but now after that we have All I Got. Let's check it out. Ooh, very prominent bass and snare. Ooh. immediately going so much higher in the energy in comparison to Love Scene. Oh, like the beat really be having these somewhat jazzy vibes in them. I'm really digging the effects on the sound here. Suggestive lyrics. These lyrics be speaking. He did note in there though. This is now way more spiteful. Actually surprised that this isn't called Love Scene, would have fit the lyrics as well. You are my word. Oh, all the melding lyrics here. It's now a very different dynamic, obviously. Here now really we feel the power in his vocals. Very smooth transition. The chorus is basically the same sounds, but the vocals change. Seeing the English lyrics in there too, given that catchy. Who the fuck is that? That's very catchy because I'm giving all I got. That sounds really strong. Oh, will you just give me half your heart? I won't ask for you everything. That's a cool line. Like a cool picture basically. Wonder of this love. Hey yo! We just said. My man's just making a duo with himself. I get to the moment. Something I really like about this. Oh, this instrumental though is so smooth. Let me talk to you, baby. Oh. You gotta be. How are these songs 4 minutes? How does he manage to make 4 minutes feel like 3? What? Okay, he really has one of the voices that makes you forget time. Holy moly. How was that 4 minutes? What? No way, that was 4 minutes. What are you talking about? Okay, that's definitely one of the big positive / plus points I can give back here, you know? It's so hard to make time feel like it's nothing, you know? Making a 4 minute long slowly vocal focused song and managed to make it feel like 3, like that it's way less than it actually is, that's an ability not many people have. It's like, generally, music is one of these things that you do or like as a hobby or listen to because you want to forget stuff around you, you know, to chill down or just relax or whatnot. And a voice being able to make 4 minutes feel like 3 or just generally make time go by faster that way, that's one hell of an ability to have, and he really has that. Once again, how was that 4 minutes? What? Okay, though, let's get to the song itself, though, because not only is this a very long song and it manages to entertain you all the way through, because this is once again the thing, he's a full-on vocalist, one of K-pop's best main vocalists to 100%, and he just has that ability to not just make time go by faster, but to also, like mentioned, captivate you with his vocals. And here now, when you compare this All I Got to Love Scene, then the difference is obviously immense. Like, I mean, Love Scene was basically this throughout the entire song. He wanted to keep a very chill vibe as opening mood setter, basically. And for All I Got, he's basically doing a damn duo with himself. Especially at the end, where we have basically two vocal lines of him going together with each other. And that's generally very normal thing to do for soloists, to like basically to give the last chorus a bit more strength. Like Chungha did it for Bicycle as example, a good example I can think of. I think Taemin did it as well for Move, where you just add your own voice in a different tempo as well to give it more strength that way. Even though it doesn't need it, because his organ, y'all, I mean, alone the tone and height he reached here again. Oh yeah, I actually remember it from 100, from Super M. We've reacted to that already. We will soon be getting to Tiger Inside and 1 Month of Infinity as well in the end of December, though. I think I've mentioned it before already. It's copyright and everything a bit complicated, but I was not only amazed by his high note there, but like mentioned, also especially impressed by this high note in 100, where it was really high. Not just high note in sense of a powerful vocal, but really high in the register. So he generally has a more calming and deeper voice. Not entirely deep like Felix as example, but his voice is definitely a bit deeper in comparison to others, and him being able to go in such height in the vocal register is something really strong yet again, and that's one way for him to entertain you that way. Like mentioned, I keep repeating the way of that soloists have a harder time to captivate and entertain people than groups have it, and he does that with ease. Alone with that fact already that he can change in the register like that, and especially that the end, like mentioned, he's basically here and here, and combines that and overlaps it over one another, and that gives it such a great dynamic with himself, basically. It's such a smart way to write a song, it's such a smart way to deliver a song. This song, like mentioned, also actually has quite a slow pace bass and snare. You know, that the snare is that one very big drum there in the middle, you know, and it's very calm from the tempo, but otherwise the other sounds in the background keep going the entire way, and that gives for such a great harmonizing dynamic throughout the entire song. And he once again manages to, like mention, not only makes 4 minutes feel like 3, but to also just vibe over this entire thing in such ease and in a strong way, which is really so damn good to listen to. Baekhyun really is one of these voices that you can just listen to and not get bored by. That's, like mentioned, something so hard to do for soloists. Baekhyun, All I Got. After Bambi and or like especially after Love Scene, big switch up, like mentioned, big spikes here with the voice. He's trying a lot around with the register, with the height his voice can go, with great tempo changes and generally great dynamic, like mentioned. The bass and drums are very slow while the rest is going in a more medium pace, and he just vibes with that pretty damn well. Makes for such a great experience, great dynamic of the song, great vocal work in general. This album generally, I think these type of songs are the songs that don't wow you at first, but these are the type of songs where you can really go into detail about the vocals, about the way he uses his voice, because he's a vocalist, so that's what you gotta focus on in general, and be just amazed by that especially. So Baekhyun, All I Got, strong second B-side. We've now basically reached halftime in the album with Love Scene is good, Mood Setter, then Bambi, a strong title track, and now All I Got as follow-up for that. Really damn good, very enjoyable. Let's move on to the third B-side, Amusement Park, which also I think has a live clip, but I always mention it. I always react to B-sides audio first, because that's the way they are intended to be listened to at first, because usually you would first listen to the album and then a live clip comes out, you know what I mean. So let's continue. Baekhyun, Amusement Park. Oh, piano, hallelujah. Big plus point. Every song has a lengthy intro. I mention it every time. It's something so easy to do. Perfect. Let's go. Oh, piano intro, but we now change it for guitar and snaps. Oh, what's that sound? Or is it just a very drowned out bass? Or what's that other bass? I love this instrumental right now. Very bright vocal tone right now. These lyrics are obviously very dreamy too. Oh, I really like these lyrics here. Basically like, wanna go there, let's go there together. I know that's such a cool lyric dynamic. Amusement park, you know, makes sense. Oh no. Oh. This instrumental has a lot to offer, I like it a lot. And your amusement park. It's also such a great metaphor. Why do I like these lyrics so much? These questions lyrics basically. Shall we sit on the bench and rest? Shall we go to the Ferry wheel over there? That's something so cool. If you can't decide between Shogun Vanilla, I buy the mixed one. I love these lyrics. I love the vibe of the song and lyrics. I can't recall having beat such lyrics for a song, to be honest. Whatever you want. Ah, knows how to be a gentleman. Very calming chorus that once again does not really stand out. Had mentioned that for All I Got, but the chorus just basically continues the same sound with just a little change in the vocal. Oh, it's a round out vocal effect. Oh, it's the most wholesome thing. Forehead kisses are the most wholesome thing. Especially like I'm 6 feet and when she oh I love this the violins in the background. They're not that prominent, they're like really in the background a bit fading. Oh, I love the vibe of the song so much. Now an outro to... Oh, it actually has the kind of amusement park sound. You know what I mean? Like the sounds they do. Oh, classical instruments. Okay, how long was that? How does he keep doing this? How was that 4 minutes again? 3.5, 4, 4:13. How does he keep manage to make songs that are so long? Especially, how long is this album actually? I don't have my phone here right now, so that's a bit unfortunate. That's why I can't Google right now. But at this point, the album must be at like nearly going to the 25-6 minute mark, so probably even above that. Which for 5 songs or like 6 songs and generally a mini album is huge. Wait, probably more. Not sure right now, but every B-side is so long and lengthy, and I can just mention it again. He's a soloist, and to fill such length on your own and make it again feel like it's a minute less, what an ability, y'all. What a voice to able to keep doing that. How was that 4 minutes? Ah! Okay, but amusement park though. First things first, big fan of this instrumental. It starts with piano, ends with piano. Like, it starts with piano, you're thinking, oh, this is going to be a very typical ballad type of theme. Like, piano is that ballad instrument in my opinion. But no, we changed into very chill and smooth bass set, which is rather drowned in this case, where it's not really that prominent, but instead we go with more guitar strings and whatnot. It's such a playful sound, but still gives these good feelings. And generally, I love the lyrics of this. Like mentioned, again, I don't have my phone here right now. I could take it, but then I gotta get up and you will tell me about it. Either way, I'm not sure whether he was involved in the writing process or whether someone else wrote it. Whoever wrote this song, love the idea of this. I don't know, it was just so wholesome and interesting to read along. To just like, I'll be waiting for you in front of the big tree. It's like basically a story being told. You're basically like in the POV of their date, basically at the amusement park. Like, let's go there, and from there just hold my hand tightly and follow me. Shall we go to the Ferris wheel? Let me show you the garden in my heart that I made and decorate for you. Or how about the roller coaster over there? Let's stay up all night. Oh, the fireworks, this wonderful parade. Oh yeah, I'm your amusement park. Let's go get some over here. Shall we sit on the bench instead? Or do you want to continue? Let's eat some ice cream together. Or you can decide. I get that mixed thing for you. Or shall we go to the haunted house, my lady? What you want to do? I don't know. I just love this idea. I like mentioned, I can't remember a song right now straight out of my head that had such similar story and idea going through the song. Obviously, when you will listen to the song itself, it will obviously be very different because you won't understand it. It won't be. It's always like you know what it says, but when you don't actually hear it being said that way, it will obviously feel different. But this is, by the way, a good reason why lyrics videos are always superior to just reacting to straight up audio, because sometimes lyrics can really evaluate a song. And this song, especially with the lyrics, is basically the song is basically a date. The song is basically a date, from the feelings to this playful sound, but also very chill and relaxing, fitting the love tone and formula in general, and then the lyrics to that are, like mentioned, so fun to read along. It's basically, you're basically reading along a little bit of a book where Baekhyun is basically talking about a date with his girl or whatnot. It's so fun. I love the dynamic of both the sound and instrumental here together. The way the sound and the lyrics go with one another, the way he once again goes for a more calmer tone now in comparison to All I Got is also very good. So we once again have variety. We go from a lot of high register and register changes to a more chill tone in general to fit this state type of feeling. But this lyric though, oh, I'll kiss your pretty forehead. It's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. Like mentioned, I'm 6 feet tall, and my ex was pretty short, and it was the most wholesome thing. It's the most like, these are the type of lyrics that melt me. It's so wholesome. It's so freaking wholesome. These are the type of songs that I will, or like the type of lyrics that I will always prefer. Like, we've recently had, or like actually just 3 days ago, we reacted to Waywee's Love Talk. Love that song. Addicted to it. The chorus, everything, it's insanely good. But the lyrics are like, it's about sex, like, you know, it's like the easiest thing to write, or like the most lazy thing to write in some way. I don't know, it just doesn't really entertain me. But these type of lyrics, which are not as suggestive and more about the wholesome part about love, that's like generally, that's way better. It's always, I don't know, there's something way more magical about this type of lyrics and about this type of feeling, about these type of vibes. We have so many sex songs and whatnot in the world. These type of songs are like lyrics that are more in the more wholesome direction, in the really more love direction, rather than just the sexual direction. It's always more my thing. Always more my vibe, always more my jam. Like, I've heard these type of lyrics like for Love Talk so much. Doesn't change the fact that it's, like mentioned, a great song. It's great to sing along nonetheless, but these type of lyrics will always get me more. So Baekhyun really, like mentioned, has this wholesome vibe going on. I think I mentioned it before too already, that he, similar to Taemin, when I only look at his face, I would not have expected him to have such vocals and power and whatnot. He seems like such a nice and wholesome person, you know? That's why this fits really well. This type of formula and this type of idea and concept and these type of lyrics fits him a lot. Fits him, like, visually, like mentioned. Just look at him. Isn't he just a wholesome looking fella? Handsome too. Back to an amusement park. That's a very fun song. Love the lyrics, love the concept, love the idea behind it, love the sound behind it. Again, no idea how he made the 4-minute, 13-second long song feel like half of that, but he keeps managing to do it. I'm just impressed at this point. Like mentioned, love the sound, love that it has a lengthy intro and outro. It's the simplest thing to add. Evaluates the song always so much. Amusement Park, wonderful kickoff basically to the second half of the album. We continue with Privacy. Let's go. More piano. Let's go. Very playful piano sounds. Oh. A bit more upbeat, a bit faster. Oh, way to fetch you. Exceptionally cold wind tells you to hurry, to get in your warm embrace. These... Whoever writes the songs, whether it's himself or someone else, lovely lyrics, man. Oh, he wants to be her privacy. Oh! It's nothing at all. Oh, this piano in the background though. It's not as prominent. Like the bass and EDM sound is a bit more forwards. Very dynamic. Again, these jazzy vibes in his songs, man. Jump into your embrace like a puppy. Oh, cozy, yes! You're on my rest time! I gotta check if he wrote the songs, man. Main characters are you and I. Goodness gracious, why are you... I can't describe the sound. Is it a synth? Is it done with a synth? I'm not sure, but I like the addition here. Yeah, no more higher register too. What's the ocean cold nights? Oh. This piano though. Piano snaps. Oh. Back with the background vocals while doing the chorus. Oh, closing the door. God damn, that was actually the fastest song of the album. 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. Vacuum Privacy. Again, I can just continue to compliment the lyrics. It's something so, like mentioned, majority of K-pop fans and listeners probably don't understand Korean. Like, obviously K-pop is hugely popular in Korea, blah, 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 but K-pop has such a huge international fan base, and that's where obviously, like, probably one of the reasons why it works so well is because when you can't understand what's being said, then it's like, you know, when it sounds good, then it doesn't matter what's being said anyways, because you won't understand it anyways, as long as it sounds good, you know. But this, like, actually, it's like such a cool thing. The fact that there's still great lyrics, even though you won't understand the language anyway. It just evaluates the song, in my opinion. Like, you listen to the song, you feel the sound, and then you get back into your mind and realize, oh yeah, I remember the lyrics of the song were actually pretty good too. That just makes the song so much cooler. Seriously. Obviously, generally it's a trend nowadays. Lyrics don't matter. As long as they fit the flow, which sounds good, doesn't matter. That's why whenever I see songs and writing with good lyrics, I will always positively point it out, because at this point it's become a bonus, which I'm not a fan of usually. Like, you gotta know, before I got big into K-pop, I was mostly into German rap, and it's the worst thing. When I listen to German rap, I want to listen to songs that have great lyrics, great rhymes, great punchlines, songs that are really just about sounding good, and these are usually just autotune trash. Then, like, that guy isn't talented for me. Like, I'm like, you know, oh, you wrote you wrote like, oh wow, it sounds mediocre and the lyrics are shit, so like, why should I listen to you? They're really just a handful of German rappers who I would really consider good lyricalists, or like writers who really entertain me with the lyrics. When I listen to like these type of songs, I want to be entertained by the lyrics. When it comes to K-pop, that often isn't the case because I can't understand it anyways. But like mentioned, when I then see that the song still has great lyrics, even though it can basically hide its weak lyrics behind the language barrier, then it's something I can really just give a huge thumbs up to. And as far as this is especially the case for this album, Privacy again has a cool idea of like being, I want to be your privacy. Nobody needs to see this, only the moon needs to know it. That's such a cool thing to think about. Obviously, probably have been songs like this before, but for me right now, I'm listening to this, I'm reading this, and I'm like, hey, I like this. This is something creative. It's not just thrown away. It's not just to sound good, It's some thought behind it. There's some idea going on that's really about, let's make the song something more than just a song that sounds good. Let's give it some identity, not just title-wise, but also lyric-wise. Good stuff, y'all. And again, here now, a big change again. After All I Got was more into the vocal flexing and switching around in the register. Privacy goes back into that after Music Hall was like maybe a bit more chill. So we basically switch around here and there. From chill to more changing up to again more chill to a bit more switching around and whatnot. He knows how to give his album variety that way. The sound and general theme of the general vibe of the album is like mentioned. It's basically him on a date with his girl, like generally the love topic in general, but he manages to make this topic and the vibe that goes into a similar direction all the way through still feel unique in every song. With more piano driven, while most of the other songs not as prominent as and he just knows how to make not just every song feel entertaining with his voice, but the album too, because that's where the review part is kicking in. The songs itself don't only stand out that well, but it's a good listen for the entire thing. I rarely have playlists. I don't have any playlist that has other artists mashed together. I usually only pick a specific artist and listen to him, his, or their album and whatnot, and then you don't listen to it in tracklist order, because that's how it's intended to be. And thus far, this album is really just one great experience all the way through. In every aspect, in every sound, in every vibe, in every identity. Lovely. Privacy continues that trend, well written, digging the sound, a bit shorter now as well, probably as breather for the last one, which is Cry for Love. Let's check it out, let's wrap up this album, let's check it out. Harmonies. 이야기가 끝난 걸 난 몰랐었지 기다렸던 건 나뿐인걸 그 얘기 속 너와 날 계속 돌려봤어 아무 일도 없던 게 더 미치게 해 싸울 일 없어 널 멋대로 살 수 있어 지겹고 좋았던 넌 Actually surprised we didn't have a full-fledged out ballad. We're not getting to a bit more tempo here. Oh, his English. Me to the ground, babe. 사랑은 난 잘 못하는데 너무나도 사랑해 쉽게 무너져, babe. Every time that I cry, my tears don't ever dry. 머문 듯 흘러가는 나. Oh, this is the most powerful vocal here. Who found it together? His English song. Oh. These long drag notes. Oh, the power in his vocals, man. Oh, I'm taking the vibe of this a lot. For the most tempo and power in the beat too, even though it's rather chill. Oh, digging the small whisper background vocals though. They're very silent. Really gotta focus on them to hear them. Oh, this flows so well. His English little sentences in between sound so good. think this may be my favorite actually though. Oh, show the chorus now. Very dreamy sound for the bridge. Oh, this time. The difference from in height from Up This Time to I Cry, it goes really from. Oh, I can already see myself singing along to the song a lot. Especially due to these English sentences in there. What a well-written song yet again. More English? Wait, oh. Taemin did that too, but that was for the title track. He had a female background vocal here. Who is that? Like, these are never credited, you know, because it's not a direct feature part. So they basically it's basically like a hidden credit or like a hidden vocal that doesn't get credit on an album or anything. Like if it was, I think if it was credited, you'd have to credit this as a feature, but it's not a feature. It's not an official feature from the artist or whatnot. But who did that? Who did that vocal there? I know that, like we had it with Taemin earlier this week, so I'm a bit like. In love, I used to be so in love. How I never understood how this comes together, or like who does these vocals? Who did that here? Is that like a vocal from like I'm not sure how that works at K-pop. Do they still have vocal trainees or like trainers or so? Like there's a Baekhyun who's been now a very successful soloist and EXO group member now for years. Is he still having these type of sessions, like vocal sessions and so on? Like obviously they're practicing for dancing and whatnot, but like do they still have vocal coaches? That's actually a very interesting thing I'd like to know. You can tell me about that if you know anything about it. But I'm really intrigued to know who adds these vocals there. Like these uncredited little background vocals that you basically barely don't notice and are only there for like a few seconds in a 3.5 minute long song. It would really interest me right now. That really caught me off guard there again. I didn't expect to hear female vocal again after Taemin did it. I thought it was a Taemin thing, but that's pretty cool. Okay, but let's not only focus on his female vocal there. Cry for Love is probably my favorite, at least from the sound itself. Like mentioned, big fan of Amusement Park's identity and vibe and idea, but I feel like from the tempo and the delivery, I think this may be my favorite because he definitely goes into the most, I wouldn't exactly say aggressive, but he definitely delivers the most powerful vocals here alongside with Barbie. I think when did I last listen to Barbie? I think when I reacted to On Village, it was like 2 weeks ago, so I think I listed it last time there. But Bambi was also a very powerful song with a lot of powerful vocals in there. So Bambi, so basically we have Love Scene as intro song, which is very chill and linear, and then we have Bambi as the big vocal change and powerful vocal bit after you know to then continue the album as kickoff, basically as real kickoff, and Cry for Love to wrap things up. We basically start very chill and linear into then a lot of vocal tryout and power and whatnot into then more high tone song into very chill into again more trying around with the notes and going very high, and here now again going very variety and trying a lot around and putting more power into the vocals, so going away from the more chill and soothing lean back vibe to really go more onto the powerful delivery, because here like mentioned the tempo and the beat was very different compared to the other songs. It definitely felt from the B-sides at least the most to my vibe. What I loved a lot about this though is the implementing of English. I mentioned it while talking about the lyrics bit throughout the entire thing, that due to it being Korean, it doesn't really matter what is being said, because you know, as long as it sounds good. And generally all his songs didn't really feature English lyrics, like some English words here and there, but I wouldn't consider that English lyrics, because like, you know, just like doing the entire line Korean and then putting the last word as English to just because for a rhyme or whatnot, that's a really English lyrics for me, you know. He really goes for, like, that's the same thing for like NCT127's regular English version still had Korean in it, but I'd still consider it a full English version because it was only like to build the line and then wrap it up in English nonetheless. You know, that doesn't make it a real Korean lyric in that point. It's like more of a mix that is more onto the English side, while here for his other songs where it only includes like 1 or 2 English words, it's still a Korean lyric to me because it's majority in Korean. Here he had some full-on English lines, and it really gave the entire song such a different feeling. Not just because from all the B-sides, it's the only song that has full-on English lyrics and full sentences, but also because his English is... I mention it all the time. I don't know what it is about idols' English pronunciation, but like they're really just. I don't think there's an idol where I'd say their English sounds bad or anything. Like there are some that like don't really speak fluently English and only are able to speak the language while performing or like singing it. But like there's really I can't think of an idol right now where I'd say, oh my goodness, the English sounds bad. I don't know what it is, but like idols or like idols, no matter if it's Korean, Thai, Chinese, whatnot. Whenever an idol sings in English, it always feels so special because there's always this different type of delivery due to it not being their mother language. I don't know how it's for me right now because, like mentioned, English isn't my mother language, but I speak it fluently nonetheless. So it just always gives this type of great delivery in there, and I love his English a lot. Especially when it's a full-on sentence, when he's really speaking and singing English and not just saying a word like baby or love in between, you know? This line especially though. Get me feel so high, babe. Then crash me to the ground, babe. That's such a wonderful written line. It's like mentioned, it's a pre-chorus here. You kick off the pre-chorus and continue after that into Korean. But if I'm not mistaken, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What a beautiful, perfect line. I talked about it earlier. You have, or like, generally, I don't know how deep some of you are into songwriting in general, but the best way to write songs and whatnot, or like the smoothest and cleanest flows and melodies are when basically the syllables are perfect on point. And I think they are. You made me feel so high, babe. Then crashed me to the ground, babe. I guess you can say crash is 2 syllables, but I think it's okay. Or like, you made me feel so high, babe. Then crashed me to the ground, babe. I mean, crashed is basically crashed. Actually, I'm not sure right now how it's in English. Like in German, you'd consider it with 2 syllables because it has 2 nouns. I think you call it nouns like A and E, you know. But like, you have exactly 7 words. It just flows so perfectly. It's the best way to do a catchy song. You really got to focus on that. Like mentioned, I've been writing for fun for years now, so I'm a bit more focusing on these type of things. But that's these type of lines in there. These are really can evaluate a song so much. It's an English line in a otherwise fully Korean song to kick off the pre-chorus. It's so well written. It's so on point in the syllables, and it has just that perfect flow in between. These are the type of lines that make you want to re-listen to the song simply because you want to sing along to them. These are the English lyrics and sentences and lines in Korean songs that can make a song from good to really good because you want to listen to the song again just to sing along to this because it's so well written, it flows so well, it sounds so good. Seriously, it's one line and I'm sitting here obsessing over it because it's so simple and so good because it just sounds so strong. You made me feel so high, babe. Then crash me to the ground, babe. Perfect. Such a perfect implement of an English lyric in a Korean K-pop song. Wonderful. Goodness gracious. Again, who wrote this album? Is it him? Did he? Actually, you know what? I take the phone. I gotta know this right now. I'm back in a moment. Hello, here we are again. Okay. If he's, like, obviously, who knows, like, even if he has writing credit, then we're not sure how much it is, and if he's exactly involved in these type of things, but I want to check that. I just want to check that right now, because, really, I'm so impressed with the lyrics on this album. The writing on this entire album has been so damn good. Not just, like, in sense of, what is being said, so that there's actually, the lyrics aren't like thrown away, there's actually thought behind it, but because it's just so generally well written. Let's see. I'm really interested right now. I really want to see if he has writing credits on this. Like, I think generally SM has rarely writing credits. I'm really interested. Okay, never mind. He's not involved in it. Okay, who wrote Cry for Love then? Kenzie! Ah! Oh, and Calder wrote... Oh, I know Calder too. Ah! Oh, Kenzie wrote All I Got as well. Wait, I know Kenzie. I know the name. I've read the name before. Wait. I think he's involved in a song I really like too. Ah, she. Oh, wait, is it? No. Kenzie. Writer. Kenzie South Korean songwriter. What? I think I... Ah... Which song was it? I think they have a song... Oh, did they? Yeah, they wrote on some EXO NCT songs and whatnot. I think there's this... Ah... No. I think there's one song especially that I laughed a lot where Kenzie was included too. I think more recently as well. Let me find it real quick. Ah, Chewing Gum from NCT Dream, yeah. NCT 127's Limitless. Red Flavor from Red Velvet. Peekaboo 2. We Go Up from NCT Dream as well. Really Bad Boy from... Oh man, she has so many great writing credits. Oh, Red Velvet Psycho. 127's Punch. Baekhyun's Candy, exactly, I remember from there too. Monster from... Oh man, Kenzie is such a genius, y'all. Oh, she's 19. Okay, that makes me so excited. After this, I will be reacting to NCT U's 90s Love as well. And and Gimme 2. Don't Call Me. Exactly. Kenzie, you're a genius. Kenzie, you're freaking... Oh, I'll make you cry as well. Goodness gracious. Kenzie is a freaking genius, y'all. I'm telling you. Like mentioned, even if it doesn't matter to me whatever the artist themselves writes a song. Like, this is generally the thing so many people say their artist is superior because they write their own content. Yeah, of course, I will be like, I love the fact that Jeon produces her own stuff. One of the key reasons why I respect her so much, and she's one of my olds. But like, in this type of scenarios, I'm like, still a big fan of the fact that even though they didn't write the songs themselves, they still delivered them that way. So here though, I gotta say, Kenzie, you're a freaking genius. She really has some writing credits on some of my favorite freaking songs over the years. Kenzie did an insane good job on this. Goodness gracious. Wait, I think was she Bad Boy 2? Kenzie, you're a genius, girl. Goodness gracious. Kenzie is freaking insane. Like, I'm not sure if she wrote solo on the other songs too, but she did an insane job for this one. And I think, like, for All I Got too. Kenzie was involved twice here in this album. Both of these songs stand out so much too. Cry for Love is perfect, y'all. I'm telling you. This song has the perfect combination of lyrics that are on point. From flow, to dynamic, to sound, to tempo. I think Cry for Love is my favorite of the album with Amusement Park. I think Amusement Park and Cry for Love are my favorite. Amusement Park, alone for the fact, the identity and vibe and idea of the song, and Cry for Love for its lyrics and producing as well. These are definitely my favorites. Like, it's such a good way to end this album. Everything else was beforehand more into the wholesome type of love stuff. Here, it's more about the disappointing and like the bad side about love, crying for love because he didn't get it the way he wanted to or thought it would work out and whatnot. I get broken by love too easily and whatnot. Great, like actually a pretty interesting way to wrap an album because usually you end the album on a wholesome note. That's where you often have like a very calm ballad to wrap things up. He actually did not have a full ballad in this album, which I'm surprised, but I really would have thought he would go for a full-on cheesy full piano ballad, but he didn't do that. Instead, he wraps the album up in this way, which I really like. Such a great idea and choice to do. Instead of wrapping up the album in a more calm song, in a song that really goes more into the ballad section, he really puts the most heaviest and fastest song of the album at the end of it, and it's so good. The English lyrics in there, that's like what I mentioned. He didn't wrote the song, but like Kenzie knew his English is really strong, so he put in a lot of English. So she put in a lot of English lyrics, and he killed them, man. This is really such. Kenzie and Baekhyun is such a great combination. Like I mentioned, he worked on Candy too, and Candy was so great too. What a combination. Kenzie Kenzi's writing skills coming here together with his delivery on point, y'all. I'm telling you. I need to hear his English lyric again. Such a chill bridge here. Again, here I'm not sure whatever was Kenzi's idea to say, let's make it like this, or if he himself asked to do it, but the idea of going from such a deep register to the highest basically afterwards, exactly, it's so smart. Cause we're breaking up this time. Again, going into a duet with himself, basically with the added vocals. Then, like mentioned, the English background vocals. Oh my goodness, this song is insane. Baekhyun's Cry for Love is actually insane. You know, the thing is, I said myself, I want to make top 10 videos for B-sides, albums, and whatnot at the end of the year, like 31st December or so. But at this point, I feel like there's still so many albums I gotta catch up on, because this song came though so late, basically, into the mix, only 1 month before the year ends, basically, at least for me. Like, it's obviously from March, but like, I listened to it now for the first time. But Cry for Love is actually insane. The writing is perfect. There's so many great highlight points in this song. Like mentioned, some of his other songs were rather chill, like Own Village as example, as title track 2, where it's really more about just the one linear vibe and chillness of the sound. Here he does so much vocal work, so many differences in the tones and delivery. The English lyrics are insane. They show off so well. They smooth and flow so nicely. This bit here before, or like in the bridge, after the chill part of the bridge, we go into the deepest, into a very high, long, hold high note, into a very bright register. Back down again, back into this English bit for the chorus. The chorus is, like mentioned, awesome. The tempo of the song is awesome. Then there's a little female vocal edit in there. Maybe Kenzie did that, actually. Maybe Kenzie actually did that. I wouldn't be surprised about that, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenzie herself did it. Like, generally as a writer, you need to have some vocals too, usually, because, or like, oh, I want to get more into the. Is there some behind the scenes progress for this? Like, I know SM did it for NCT a lot, but like mentioned, I really gotta get more into producing. Like mentioned, I've been writing for fun for years now. So as a producer, I'm not sure like if she really like demo sung it in, and then they just said, you know what, let's add your background vocal to that too for that ending bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenzie is that background vocal actually. Oh goodness, I think Cry for Love is really one of these songs where I really have been going the most into production. This song is so good. My goodness. A B-side is making me go so hard into the behind the scenes stuff, then you know it's something special. Cry for Love is something really special, y'all. But yeah, I really want to know how that went. Like, generally, I want to get more into the behind the scenes work, because I love these NCT videos from that a lot. Like, I watched them from Sticker, I think it was, where you really saw deep behind the scenes recording type of progress. I really want to see if there's something for this album too, especially for Cry for Love. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenzie herself, like mentioned, wrote the song, then Demo sung it in some way. Then I'm really interested to know whatever they sat there together and they're like, or like he's like, oh, you know, maybe let's do the vocal like that, or if she's like, or she asks him, oh, can you do that? Are you comfortable with going like that? Or probably she knows it because they've worked before and she's like already, I love this so much. Seriously, there's nothing cooler about music than production. I'm really obsessing right now over the thought about how this song came together. These are the moments where I love music so much. We're closing in on the 1 hour mark. I really didn't thought that would be the case. I really thought, because it's just 5 songs from a vocalist, where we just smoothly go through it and just enjoy doing this, and where it wouldn't have to say too much. But Cry for Love has me going to the full-on production mode. Goodness gracious. I want to know how this came together and how they did that. If Kenzie, like, Demo sung it and he came in there and they talked about maybe let's do it like that, or she like knew exactly what he's capable of and then added these type of lyrics and this type of going very deep to high. Oh, Cry for Love is incredible, y'all. Oh, I didn't expect to get my my fourth 1 hour reaction, or like, you know, just yesterday did NCT Dream for music videos. We reached an hour. Now we've reached an hour again. Like, seriously, I'm going way too long in the videos anyways, because I'm not even sure how many people hear me right now. Honestly, funnily enough, if you're still listening right now or like watching right now, like maybe some of you don't watch the video and just have it going on the background or doing something else. If you're still listening or watching, I would like you to comment down below. What could you comment down below? Just comment if you still do. I would have said like make a specific word or anything, but like if you're still listening right now, we're really interested in that. Gladly comment that down below. We'd really be interested to see that, because like mentioned, I often swipe up a lot and like talk a bit too much maybe, but like mentioned, I don't want to be the type of reactor who just reacts and then finishes and says nothing to it. Like, that's not why I started reacting. The reason why I wanted to start reacting is to talk about content and talk about what I love and have so much interest for. And that's why sometimes I'm like myself, like right now, oh, I'm getting too long or like going overboard or whatnot, but then I'm also like, you know what? That's just what you want to do right there. So it's natural, so it's understandable. So don't be too harsh on yourself at that moment. Just enjoy talking about this right now and do it. I think at this point I might as well actually should start a a podcast or anything. I think if there's something I really should do, it's probably a podcast or just start streaming or anything like that. But yeah, Bacon's Craft really got me talking in waterfall amount right here, because it was just so much cool to talk about. What a damn good song. What a well-written song as well. Like mentioned, Kenzie, you're a genius. Can't wait for 90s Love now, especially knowing that she wrote on that as well. Incredible. Bacon's Cry for Love, definitely my favorite of the album. Might as well even have to consider it one of my favorite B-sides, or at least an honorable mention. And we see about that now in re-listens. Like, now still have the time to re-listen to the song a lot to really make myself an opinion, because the first impression may always be a bit, you know, flawed or like not entirely sure whatever will be the final opinion as well. But either way, Bacon's Cry for Love is an insane way to wrap up this album, which really surprised me. I've mentioned it, it's not easy for soloists to entertain someone for, in this case, actually now I can check how long the album is actually. I guess around 25 minutes or so, which is like mentioned very long for a soloist. Baekhyun. Cry for Love only is 10 minutes, needs more, but I think it's the most listened one actually. Cry for Love is, actually just 22, which is still pretty lengthy. Like mentioned, the songs are full. The songs aren't just throwaway stuff, they are full. It's still quality. Baekhyun's Bambi is an incredible album, absolutely earned and deserved. It's I think over 1 million sales. Baekhyun absolutely deserved the nomination for Best Male Soloist of the Year, and I would not be surprised nor mad if he won the entire thing. I'd actually be insanely happy for him. I hope he's having a really good time in the military right now, that he's doing well and that he'll come back better than ever. I'm pretty sure about that. Had so much fun with this, y'all. Enjoyed it a lot. Everything on this album was on point. Like I mentioned, very fun intro song, basically. Great title track. And then like a great variety of good vocal usage, of great lyrics and great vibes and ideas and concepts coming to life. Baekhyun's third mini album, Bambi. Big success, a big fan, had so much fun with it, enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you enjoyed my extra long reaction and review. Like mentioned, I did not expect this to go so long. I would have not been surprised if I reached like only 30 minutes or so for this, because I really thought this would be just a very casual listen with not too many highlights in between I gotta talk about, but I was wrong. Generally though, I'm honestly still the opinion that if I'd react to content from earlier this year, now the reactions would probably be twice as long, because now I just have a totally different understanding and knowledge of things in comparison to back then. Always makes me a bit sad, but I guess it shows the improvement and the growth I did in that scenario. So yeah, hope you had a lot of fun with this reaction. If you did, glad like down below to show me that you did. What are your thoughts on this album? Which one is your favorite? Is it the title track or one of the 5 B-sides? Gladly tell me all about it down below in the comments as well. And as always, if you enjoy what I'm doing, if you want to support me, then you can gladly leave a sub as well, or support me on Patreon. It would help a lot. When will we see each other again with EXO? I'm not sure yet right now, because next week is extremely stacked. Like, we have, I think, 11 videos in the span of 3 days. Like, 2 on Monday, 3 on... We're going to 8 videos from Monday to Wednesday. These are insanely full. Then I will have a very long work shift on Wednesday as well. So, and then I actually want to do different albums from NCT and Twice for the weekend. So I'm not sure right now. If, then probably next Thursday, I think. I think probably what do you want to do there? I'm not sure right now if Dio's album reaction will be able to fit to one video because it has 6 songs. That's usually too much for him. I'll see about that. Otherwise, I might be doing the catching up on EXO Winter Edition with the 4 winter title tracks, and then we, like mentioned, we'll be doing the winter albums over the course of December as well. So look forward to a lot of great. Oh. And we'll be doing the Monster and Transformer Mama stage ahead of Mama coming up on December 11th as well. So look forward to so much great more extra content in the month of December. Look forward to a lot more other great cable content. Whatever content you may be interested in, for whatever content you may want to in for, I'll see you again soon on this channel. Stay safe, healthy, and happy. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. And see you again next week or whenever it may be for the next extra related reaction. Thanks for watching.